Anyone can ask for a specific sign and get it from their loved one.
Outrageous signs from the other side.
I looked down at my feet. I couldn't breathe.
I was completely blown away.
Oh my God, that's a sign. You have to put this flower into your wedding bouquet.
Come on.
Plus,
Touchdown.
the Dish Crew is scoring big with some Oz-approved fantastic snacks for Sunday's big game.
You want food at a football game that lasts into the fourth quarter.
Coming up next. Are you ready for season 11? All month long, we are revealing the most outrageous things that will blow your mind. And today's show comes from something you've been sharing with me since we first talked about it. I've received an overwhelming outpouring of responses of outrageous signs that you say your loved ones are sending from the other side. Now, this woman says, for example, that her mom finds ways to send her unique signs like a Queen of Hearts. It has significant meaning to her. And take a look at this flower made out of shells. A viewer says she thinks it's a sign from her son. Now, I've just been blown away by the response. And wait until you hear the stories we found and the lives that were changed. Could you be next?
Hi, my name is Kate Rabinowitz. My 14-year-old daughter, Anna Litton, was killed 6 years ago. A week ago, I thought that my GPS had failed me, and I asked, Anna, if you are here, can you please send a sign that this is okay? And I looked up above, and there was Anna, capital letters with an exclamation mark. I am so grateful. My heart burst, and I felt like she really is here.
My name is Linda Vinci Guerra. My dear sister passed away, and then the next morning I come out of my house and this big gigantic monarch butterfly comes flying right at me. This was going on for 5 days, and on my sister's burial the butterfly just comes right at me and circles around me just right at my face, and then it disappeared. Truly a sign from above.
Hi, my name is Francesca. My son Matthew passed away 3 years ago. He left our family, including a younger brother, sister, and a future stepdad, way too soon. And although I was really excited about planning this big wedding and having all our friends around, I couldn't help but feel lots of sadness and guilt knowing that he wouldn't be a part of our special day. And then I got this amazing sign and a beautiful wedding present from Matthew that left no doubt that he was still around and would be a part of our special day.
Francesca, who you just heard from, is here. She says she's received many signs from her son, Matthew. So what kind of son was he?
He was very energetic. He was very outgoing. He was the life of the party. He just loved everyone, and everyone loved him.
So you lost him how long ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago, which I'm sorry for that.
Thank you.
I know it's painful. The biological order is violated.
Yeah.
So you're driving along, and you believe you've seen a sign from your son, one of several that have apparently occurred.
Yes. So the first sign was about 5 weeks out. So I usually use Waze. We have a house out east, and I put Waze on to head back home into the city, and it was just taking me off the normal road. It stopped in a dead end.
Huh.
And then it shut off. And then when it shut off, I didn't know what direction we were pointing in, so I came out and I put the car navigating system on it, and then when I looked up, it said Matthew's Lane.
Oh my goodness.
And it was kind of one of the first real signs that I knew that he was pretty much kind of, telling me, no, I am here. Because just before that, he used to wear a Star of David, and he had a tattoo of the Hamsa. Mm-hmm. And just before that, I saw somebody wearing that and I just kept seeing that all the time,
So I've got a picture of the road sign, if I can put it up for everyone to
Yeah.
see, and it says there's Matthew's Lane again.
Yeah.
So that sort of woke you up to the fact that he was sending you smaller signs like the tattoo imagery and others?
Yes.
Have they been getting louder and louder? Are you able to notice them more and more?
Yes, absolutely.
So, for example, I know that you're happily in a relationship.
Yeah.
You're thinking about getting married.
Yeah.
This was a few months ago.
Yes.
And there's awkwardness about that, right? Because you wanted him to be there.
Yes.
How did he communicate to you that it was okay?
So we took a trip to Miami, and we got into our room about 6:45 a.m. And I looked at Charles and I said, you know, we have to go down and watch sunrise. And he kind of was the first, didn't really want to go, and then he said, okay, we'll go down. So we went down to the beach, and it was pretty deserted, and there was one gentleman kind of a little far off, just sitting there. The sun was kind of coming up. He walked over to us, and he was wearing a baseball cap, and it was kind of the first thing I noticed, because I actually have the same hat the man was wearing, which has the flag on it.
How strange.
Yeah, and I wear it because my son loved the flag. And I actually just wore it hiking the day before. So then he asked if I wanted our photo taken with the sunrise. And I said, sure. So he took a photo, he handed my phone back, and he reaches into his pocket and he hands me a flower. And he goes, this is for you. He looks straight in my eyes and he goes, this is for you. And I said, oh, I said, thank you. And he goes, my wife and I make these and they're perfect for wedding bouquets. And I said, thank you. I don't tell him we're getting married. And he looks at me and he goes, my name is Matthew.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I don't tell him about my son, but I said, oh, that's nice. My name is Francesca. This is Charles. We come here often. And he goes, well, I come here, you know, every morning to watch the sunrise. He goes, maybe I'll see you again. And I said, you know, maybe we will see each other again. And that was pretty much it. And then he looks at me and he says, do you know what my name means? And I was like, I think I remember, but I wasn't sure. So he's like, my name means a gift from God.
Oh.
So I said, I think I remember that. And then that was kind of it. And we walked away. And then my husband, my fiance at the time, was really blown away because I was still kind of shocked. And he kept saying, oh my God, that's a sign. You have to put this flower into your wedding bouquet. That was definitely Matthew. And
this is it? This is the actual flower?
This is the actual flower.
So if it's okay, if you may ask Francesca's husband to join us for a second. So Charles, you say you were skeptical about all this, like a lot of people are. So what was going through your mind?
Well, I was, as you say, I was skeptical at first. I'm skeptical by nature, and we were literally the only two people on the beach besides this man. And when he approached, he sort of, I guess as a New Yorker, you can look at strangers a little bit, with a little bit of caution, but this man just had this light glowing in these light blue eyes, and you could almost see through them. It was just so clear, and he was just so peaceful. And when he handed the flower and said his name was Matthew and explained to us what it meant, I was completely blown away, just blown away. And it's not left me.
Are you rethinking your skeptical thoughts about signs? Which is, I think, an appropriate one. I feel the same way. I'm not sure about these signs, but I keep hearing these stories that there's just too much coincidence.
I am, but as Francesca described, that was one incident. There's been a bunch of others. There was the Matthews Lane and several others, and these are just uncanny and absolutely hard to explain.
Yeah, I don't even know how we would have this flower.
Actually, what's interesting about this story, because it kind of keeps going, I had a reading with Lynne Jackson almost a year before, August 21st, 2018. And she's telling me that my son, she's like, oh, you're going to be somewhere in 7 months, or you're going to be away somewhere. He's telling me, she goes, well, this is what he's saying. In 7 months, he's sending you a gift for your wedding. I don't know what it is or how you're going to get it, but you're going to get it.
Come on.
And then she goes, let's see, it's August, September, October, November. She goes, okay, end of March. Well, end of March I flew end of March to, Miami, Florida. It was April 5th. It was
pretty close.
It was 7 months. I mean,
let me ask medium Lynne Jackson to come join us if you don't mind. She's here in the audience. So we've heard.
And it keeps getting better.
We've heard not just one, actually, there are at this point 4 or 5 events which just don't make sense if they're arbitrary. And I'm struggling as a physician to make sense of this as well. I just, this latest observation that you predicted she was going to get a wedding gift, which I don't think it's not logically possible. How do loved ones send signs so seemingly easily to people they care about from the other side?
It's pretty magical, isn't it? it's wondrous how they can do it. They can orchestrate all different things to happen. What I love about this story too is that Matthew kept it a surprise. He didn't tell us exactly what it was going to be, but he told you it was going to arrive to you. I think they have a way of orchestrating certain people to enter our paths. For example, the Matthew that came up to you on the beach. Yeah. That was absolutely Matthew on the other side, guiding that man into your path and inspiring him to give you that flower, which is really a gift from your son.
So what do you think Matthew wants Francesca to hear right now?
Oh, I think he wants you to know, and I think you do already know this, that he is there with you every second of the day. He's here with us right now. And you sharing the story of connection is inspiring others to see their own loved ones connecting in their own lives. So it's really this beautiful team of light you and he share to help others understand their own journeys, their own connections, that our loved ones are always with us. And I think it's pretty clear he was saying he was coming to the wedding, that he was going to be there for the happy moments too, and that he wants you to live a vibrant, joyful life of love and connection, and he celebrates that with you.
Absolutely, I believe it.
Thank you very much for being with us. I hope that eases your pain.
It does.
Take care. Coming up, why my next guest stopped in her tracks when she saw this. Why she says this rock is a sign from her late father. Stick around.
There are a lot of people that cross the line.
Did you feel your brother Aaron was capable of committing murder?
It's something that is hard to deal with. Not many people know this, but
Plus, inside the baby-snatching plot to kill Texas mom Heidi Broussard.
I think she wanted a baby so bad, and she was jealous of Heidi's life.
That's coming up tomorrow.
Hi, Dr. Oz. My name's Bonnie, and my son died 5.5 years ago. And the first year that he was gone, I asked him, what color flowers would you like for your grave? The next morning there was a blue piece of candy on the floor outside my bedroom door.
My name is Carol, and I lost my dad about 18 months ago. About 3 to 4 months ago, I looked on my phone and I saw that I had a friend request from my father. I sent in a spam request and they said it was just a delay in a friend request from him prior to his death.
We're back revealing the outrageous signs people say they've received from loved ones who have passed. My next guest, Tara, says this rock was an unexpected sign from her late father. Now, your dad was just a few weeks shy of 76 years of age when you lost him. What do you miss the most about him?
Everything. He was such a vibrant man. He lived life to the fullest. Whether he was traveling the world, playing golf, playing football, or whether it was sample day at Costco, he made the most of every single moment that he had. And he encouraged our family to do the same. And that's how he lived his life.
Now, your uncle wrote a poem about your dad that was recited at the funeral. And you brought a part of it. It's called The Dash, I guess.
Right. He didn't write the poem, but he did recite the poem. He's 88 years old, 88 years young. He's fabulous. And he really paid such a lovely tribute to him that day.
Could you read a portion of it?
Yes. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live in love and how we spend our dash.
How we spend our dash.
So the poem basically talks about what you do on earth between the time that you're born and the time that you pass. And when he did read it that day, so cute, he made it so unique to my father's journey. My father was diagnosed with Parkinson's when he was 51. To me, my father was Superman. He was a gentle giant. He, like I said, him and my mother traveled the world. He did and lived as much as he could. He even endured 6 hours of brain surgery awake.
Oh, gosh.
To control the symptoms of the Parkinson's, to extend that journey for him.
So you're walking to the post office, right?
Right.
With your mom.
Yes.
And along the way, you find this rock.
Yes.
Which, again, is one I showed earlier. What does the rock say?
Make the most of your dash. Yeah.
Now, this is after the poem was recited by your uncle at his funeral.
This was after the poem was recited at the funeral. This was about 3 or 4 weeks later. My mother suffered a stroke which we also believe my father had a little hand in placing us together that day because we don't live together. And to be honest, we kind of thought it was a little sign from him that Mom needed a little checkup, because thankfully we got her to the hospital on time. She was able to receive that medicine, totally cleared. And then the following week, I was with her again, and we were at the post office. And it's not a post office we would normally go to. And she was a little slower because she's just recuperating from her stroke. And I'm standing there holding the door, and I look down at my feet. I couldn't breathe. We were crying, we were excited. We just knew that that was him. He was there.
Oh my
Definitely.
Goodness. Let me bring in grief counselor and medium Lynne Jackson. So Laura, when you see a sign like this, I mean, normally it wouldn't be that significant except for the fact that the poem had just been read at her father's funeral. What does this mean for Tara?
So I call that a dazzle shot. That is a sign that is so in your face and so amazing you cannot help but deny it. To me, the fact that that rock, that painted rock, as you're walking into the post office, that's his way of saying, not only is he there with you that day in that sad moment, but he was there for everything. He was at the graveside with you guys, listening to your uncle recite that poem. Right. And it is his way of telling you and your whole family, he wants you not to be stuck in grief here, but to know he's with you and go live your own vibrant life, live your best dash. I mean, that's a phenomenal sign.
I agree wholeheartedly.
It resonates with you?
100%, 100%. When my father was unfortunately in the nursing home, you know, that's not the life he would have chosen to live. And I feel that from the moment he passed, he was free. And that he started coming to us very strongly. As soon as later that evening, we were seeing little signs.
So,
Laura, not this yet.
Laura, you argue that we can all unlock messages that would help us explain that we could, the world around us, the things we can't control. They're called default signs, if we can notice them.
Absolutely. You know, this language of signs and messages, it's not a language that belongs to an exclusive few or just people who are psychic mediums. Anybody and everyone can access this. And so the first thing I think that our loved ones want to do when they cross to let us know they're around is they send these default signs to get our attention. So one of the main things they do is they will put coins in our path sometimes, pennies, dimes, nickels, if we're having a bad day or we're thinking about them. They love to mess with our electrical devices. Yes. So turning lights on and off, turning TVs on and off. And now that we have iPhones, I mean, incredible. You know, they can send us kind of text messages, or if you're ever texting, pay attention to what words change to, or phone calls on a certain day that you don't know where they're from. And then they love to put creatures in our paths too. And I think they choose creatures that navigate by using electromagnetic fields. So birds, butterflies, dragonflies, ladybugs, deer, bats, believe it or not, like all these types of creatures. But what I love is that anyone can ask for a specific sign and get it from their loved ones. Pay attention to also license plates, number sequences, things of that nature. But I always say kick it up a notch, challenge them a little. They love a challenge. So say, I want you to send me this one specific sign, but don't make it something common. Make it so that when you receive it, you have to pay attention. So, you know, don't just ask for a dolphin, ask for like a pink dolphin with a heart. You know, you can make it really challenging. And I always say to people, don't just believe me. I've had these experiences, I've heard these stories, it's so beautiful and meaningful, but test it for yourself because it works. It really does.
Well, thanks for joining us, Tara. Congratulations. Be sure to check out Laura's book. It's called Signs, The Secret Language of the Universe. And everyone in the audience, you're all going home with a copy. So read up. We'll be right back. And up next, 99 questions about CBD. They're the two buzziest health words out there, CBD and gut health. Can CBD clear up your digestive issues? We tried it for 5 days, so you don't have to.
You were going to commit suicide?
I am a lot happier with her around.
And I have lots of enemies right now.
Moon Angel, will you marry me?
Plus, caught on tape, the couple who saved an 11-year-old girl.
That little girl's in the car. Look at the car.
All new Oz. That's coming up on Monday. Can CBD help my chronic pain? CBD make me skinny? Can CBD help my arthritis, indigestion, cancer, my skin problems, autism, epilepsy, help boost my energy? Can CBD help me finally get a good night's sleep? All this month, we're investigating 99 questions you're too afraid to ask about CBD. With all sorts of claims and products popping up, we're bringing you the latest research from the front lines. Today's question is about the two buzziest topics in health: CBD and gut health. Specifically, can CBD improve your gut health and digestive issues? Or, is this really there, or is it hype, right? So we're going to reveal the findings from our own CBD experiment that my whole staff has been talking about. Investigative reporter Marcia Avocampo joins us now to open this up a little bit. These two big upticks, CBD and gut health, how are they connected?
Yeah, we have seen searches soar. Searches for gut health have gone up 350% recently. Searches for CBD have gone up 600% recently. So it was really just a matter of time before these two trends came together.
And they got married.
Yeah.
So there are claims that you have uncovered about CBD and gut health. Where do they lay in the way you look at truth?
Yeah, there are a lot of claims about how CBD can impact gut health by soothing the digestive system and aiding in digestive support. And we're seeing a lot of buzzwords. You'll see things like absorbed into the intestine, intestinal integrity. Those are the keywords people are using now.
Specific products that you've seen for health and digestive issues.
Yeah.
I know there's so many different ways you can get CBD.
Yeah, there are a wide variety of ways that you can do it. There are capsules, we're seeing teas, we're seeing oil tinctures. Now, I will say there's not as wide a variety of products geared towards gut health as there are towards some of the other uses, but we are seeing a variety of doses. Yeah. So everything from 30 milligrams down to 5, this is 16 right in the middle, but dosing is very much a gray area because we're still learning so much about how CBD affects the body. It's not as simple as taking a specific dose for a specific issue.
Yeah. So let me ask you, if I gave you a medication and I gave you a dose of 5 milligrams or 30 milligrams, you might expect a different result, right? It's not different here either.
Yeah.
It's even more complicated in some ways because we don't exactly know what the right dose is. So two of my producers, Hillary and Emily, decided to give it their all to see if CBD could help with their digestive issues. You've sacrificed your bodies. Thank you very much for doing that.
Yes.
Hillary, digestive issues in your body. What kinds of challenges have you faced?
Yeah, so I feel like when I eat certain foods, I usually get bloated, I have stomach cramping sometimes, and I'll even wake up in the middle of the night and feel uncomfortable as well.
Emily, thoughts for you and your gut?
I've had food issues for years, and I have very specific food restrictions. And so I experience sometimes bloating and cramping and heartburn, even when I eat what I'm supposed to and super healthy. It just depends.
So Hillary and Emily tried CBD for 5 days to see if they noticed any changes to their gut health. Take a look at their voyage.
So today is day one, and I woke up feeling extremely bloated. It was pretty uncomfortable throughout the morning. So I'm going to try this CBD tea to see if it actually helps with my symptoms.
And honestly, I don't really feel that much of a difference. I still feel bloated, and I actually feel like I have now some indigestion happening in here.
So it's day one, and I'm feeling a little bit bloated, and I had kind of a big lunch. So I'm gonna try a CBD capsule and see how it goes.
I'm kind of feeling a little bit frustrated. I didn't really feel a difference again, but I'm gonna continue to keep on drinking it for the next few days and see if it makes any difference at all.
I have to say I am feeling much better. My stomach is deflated, and I'm not really feeling the same pressure I was right around 2:30 after I took the CBD. So I feel like there's something happening. It does make me burp a lot, which may not be a great side effect. And I feel like my bloating's gone down a little bit. I'm definitely less gassy. So I feel like it's helping.
I do feel a little bit better today, but I'm not really sure if it's the CBD that made me feel that way. So I am still a little bit skeptical.
You just heard it. Up next, my producers revealed the final results of their CBD gut experiment and the digestive side effect you may not realize could happen with CBD. Stick around. We're back with 99 CBD questions that you're just too afraid to ask. Here's the big one. Can CBD help with gut health and digestive issues? My producers Hillary and Emily are back with what they noticed after taking CBD for 5 days. They tracked their bloating with a scale to indicate how they felt before and after trying the CBD products. Scale is pretty simple, everybody. You got a 0 way over there, right? 0, happy, happy face. And over here, not so good, right? Unhappy face. That means you've got extreme discomfort due to bloating. So Hillary, before you tried the CBD tea that you were taking, which is a relatively low dose, 5 milligrams, where were you on this scale?
So I would say before I tried the tea, I was probably between a 7 and 8, so a lot of discomfort. And then after I tried the tea, I was between a 6 and a 7. So over the 5 days, I really didn't see that much of a change after taking the tea.
All right, at this point, even individual data counts because we don't have much of it. Emily, what was your experience? You took the CBD capsules.
I did.
So it was a much higher dose, 30 milligrams.
I started out around 4 to 6 every day, and then I would take the capsule after my meal, and I'd feel a little bit of actual relief, between a 2 to 4. I do think that it did help a bit. It made my pants fit better, and I was just more comfortable.
It's fascinating to me, you know, 2 people, different versions, different results. Yours is more severe in the beginning, Emily, yours was less. So there's a lot of things moving in my head, but I saw enough of a benefit that for people having discomfort, I'd get curious. So let me bring in gastroenterologist Dr. Roshini Raj. I mean, you deal with this every day. This is your specialty. What do you make of the results of my 2 producers?
Well, first of all, we have to realize that all CBD is not created equal, right? So we know that the tea that Hillary took only had 5 milligrams, whereas the capsule that Emily took actually had 30 milligrams. That's 6 times the amount. So that may explain why Emily had more of a benefit and she noticed a difference. So you really don't know, you have to really look at the labels, see what dose you're getting. Dosage is a big issue these days with CBD.
So let's move away from their experiment.
Okay.
What does the research show about CBD and gut health?
Well, we really don't have a lot of good human studies on this connection between CBD and the gut. However, the latest research that was done in a lab did show there may be some potential for CBD to affect the gut and thereby reduce overall inflammation. And the theory is that it does this by reducing the amount of compounds that are leaking through your gut lining into your body, triggering inflammation. But we still don't really have enough answers. I think we need to see more data before we can make these claims. I think it's really too early to say CBD affects digestion in this particular way. And some of these products are quite expensive. So you may want to save your money for now. If you want to try some natural remedies, things like ginger have been used for centuries. Right. I think it's a little bit early for CBD.
What if you're taking CBD for another indication where there might be a little bit more data, like anxiety?
Right. So there are potential side effects, and one of them, interestingly, could affect your digestion. So one thing that we're hearing some reports of is diarrhea. And part of this might be a dose issue. So if you're getting too much CBD for your own body to handle, you might experience that. So I suggest starting with a lower dose, a small dose, and seeing how your stomach feels, and then kind of slowly titrating up. It's a little bit of trial and error right now.
And let me ask the big question that folks trying to lose weight are always asking me.
Right.
You get the munchies from CBD the way you get the munchies from smoking some kinds of pot.
Okay, so first, why do we get the munchies when we smoke marijuana or when one smokes marijuana? And it's really the THC component of the marijuana that's stimulating the appetite. CBD products should not have much THC at all. It should actually be less than 0.3%. So no, you should not get that same stimulant of the appetite.
One less complication. All right, we're going to keep tracking CBD in the latest research. And for now, I got to say, I think it's best to steer clear of any claims that are associated with digestive support until we've got better data. If you have a burning question about CBD, go to my website, submit yours, we'll try to get to it. Be right back. The Dish on Us crew is throwing a Super Bowl party.
From nachos to chicken and waffles, we have brand new twists on football foods that are lightened up and Oz approved.
If there's one thing that brings us all together, it's food. So we're calling everyone to the table to dish on everything, from the latest food hacks and trends to everyday recipes you can make for dinner tonight.
It's simple, it's celebratory, and most of all, it's about having a great time in the kitchen.
Oh. What is going wrong?
I'm trying to help.
Let's dish.
It's an Oz-approved Super Bowl Foods Day for everyone. You'll all be rooting for these foods. Please welcome the Dish on Oz foodies, Gail Simmons and Jamaica Pessoa. Here to have fun together. Jamaica, what is on the menu today?
All
right, so if you're tired of the same old football foods, don't worry, because we have a whole new playbook for the ultimate Super Bowl party, all right? So we're starting off with chicken and waffle bites. That sounds so good.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Oh,
and
my.
we're kicking off with 2 original appetizers that your guests will love. And in honor of the host city, we have Miami Cuban sandwich pinwheels. Oh, and a whole new take on nachos that Dr. Oz can't wait to show you, right?
I
love that you're cooking.
I get to cook, well, sort of cook on the dish.
Sort of cook. All right, so we know it's a big game day, but the real question on everyone's mind is, what will J-Lo be wearing at the Super Bowl halftime show? That's what we really want to know, right?
I say this in the best way. I hope very little, because she's so beautiful. And the last time she strutted down the runway, she wore something she'd worn, I don't remember when it was, 20 years ago, and like looks better than ever. So whatever she wears, it will be fabulous.
It's gonna be her and Shakira. So I'm expecting a lot of thigh and hip, and I'm gonna be doing every move they're doing. I'm gonna dance with them.
It'll be a workout.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the game to start again.
Ah.
That's my goal.
Okay, fine.
We're
in it for the fashion.
I'm working on it for the strategy. All right.
All
so,
right.
just the details of this Miami-inspired Cuban sandwich.
Oh,
a pinwheel, is that what you said?
Yes, it's a pinwheel. So yes, it's an appetizer form, because who doesn't love a good Cuban sandwich, right?
Everybody. Yes,
All
we're
right.
all in.
So I've cut it down to bite-sized pieces instead of doing a whole sandwich, so that way you don't feel as bad when you eat about 10 or 20 of them. It's okay, right? So we have here refrigerated crescent roll dough. You can get it at the grocery store. And of course, you start with a little bit of mustard, because that's the base in every Cuban sandwich, right? And it has all the flavors, the salty, the smoky, the tangy, everything's a part of it, right? So we get the mustard.
Mustard is the best condiment of all.
I
Isn't
agree.
it? So much with it. It's so good for you.
Number 1.
Okay, he's always looking for a way to say what's good for you. I love it.
But you know,
It's a coincidence.
I love you.
Because also, I think mustard, the 2 things that are the most important things about a Cuban sandwich in particular are the mustard and the pickles. The ham and the cheese are great, but you need that vinegary, acidy, like
bite
picking
to
it
it,
up
yes.
to make it delicious and give it a bite. That's what makes it so tasty.
Well, I got your pickles.
I don't want to cross Jamaica, but the pickles are fermented, so they're good for you too. They got probiotics. Just saying.
Bring on the pickles.
So far, it's good for you.
I love you, Doc. All right, mustard and pickles that are good for you. And then we have a little ham.
I'm gonna help you with some
Please,
cheese.
layer me on with some cheese. Swiss cheese going down. Perfect. And if you got a little leftover roast pork in there, throw that in there too.
Oh, my goodness.
That is very nice. Thank you, Gail.
This is pretty.
And we haven't even rolled it up yet. Wait, check a look at this. All right, so you can put it on plastic wrap or parchment paper just to kind of help you along here. But what we're gonna do is roll and roll and roll. Make sure it doesn't stick. You guys see what I'm doing here?
Oh, yes.
Perfect. Get your hands going. And what you'll do, once you get this all rolled up, you'll cut it into bite-sized pieces here, kind of like how we have here. So get this roll. You can chill it first, so that way it's nice and firm. So when you go in for your cut, you get even slices. So chill that, and then we have our cuts here. Beautiful pinwheels. You see all the great filling inside. When that's all
nice.
Pass one of those babies over. Oh, you had to cook them still.
Yeah,
we haven't even cooked them yet, Doc. Slow your roll. All right. So.
Literally.
They look fine. They're ready to me.
But no, so you put them on a sheet pan, bake them off for about 10 to 12 minutes at 350 degrees, and this is what you come out with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That
no
is
wonder
a
you...
touchdown.
Can
right?
I?
Of course you can. You
No
gotta
wonder,
know it.
no wonder you cooked them.
Please, please, please.
Beautiful.
Boom.
You know, they're even better cooked.
Yes.
Most things are, yes.
And those pickles don't disappoint.
Love that.
That's a perfect combination.
So,
Nicely done.
Dr. Oz, you have a healthier spin on nachos for us today. Just the details and I'll help you.
So, Jamaica,
assemble
look the other way. I know you don't like healthy food. But this is a Mediterranean nachos. They're made from Mediterraneans. And they're straightforward, easy to do. Here's the thing. You got these triangle little pieces of pita. Again, they're thin, so I don't mind that much bread. Then you take a little bit of grilled chicken. Now, if you make a football motif, these could be in the end zone, but I'm not going to do that today. Sprinkle them out.
And these look like whole wheat pita.
They are whole wheat pita.
Nice.
Of course they are.
And then, of course they are. Then for a little bit of protein, please do, a little tzatziki, right? I'll put these where the goal lines are.
Say that again.
Tzatziki.
You say it way more nicely than I do.
Well, it's originally Turkish, which I'll tell my Greek friends all the time. But it's, it comes from basic yogurt foundation with a little bit of garlic, of course, which is the key. A little hummus, a lot of fiber in hummus.
I've got some feta.
Oh, look at that.
You've been working on your technique.
There we go. Do I look like a chef, like a Jackson Pollock here, like this?
Yes.
Right. And then olives, of course. A little bit of the extra fats. You can put everything you want in here. And then people can, instead of lobbing on those heavy chunks of cheese or cheese-like substances that are often used, Instead, you got this.
Oh, that's nice.
And a little bit of this.
Oh,
The
backward
kale,
spin. Check it out.
And
Love
you're in.
that.
Onions, veggies, everything you ever want. Easy to do. Doesn't go bad. Lasts the entire game. Because you want food at a football game that lasts into the fourth quarter.
Yes.
That's why things like these Mediterranean nacho pita bits are so good for you. Okay.
These are great.
Enjoy them.
They look good.
We will. Next up, a dish that puts the fantasy in fantasy football, chicken and waffle bites.
Ooh.
I love
Come back.
Love it.
We are back with an Oz-approved Super Bowl Sunday recipe party. But first, cater to the star. Jamaica Pessoa has a boozy party tip for all of you who are hosting. And it is...
Well, you know I love to bring the party, Doc. That's what I was put on this earth to do. So I have this really fun way to present beer. You can go to the store and buy like some AstroTurf and use it as a table runner on your buffet. And then get a muffin tin, fill the cups with some crushed ice, and then you have a bevy of beers. And you can label them up so that everybody can do a little tasting and get a little happy as the game goes on.
A little offense, little defense.
Yeah,
you can rush this way, rush back.
Or you can rush it right to the quarterback right here.
That's the one I like the best.
All right, Gail, you got a lighter take on the main course for this football party. What is it?
Yes, I do. It's chicken and waffle bites, but we have made them Oz approved.
Okay.
These waffles are actually made with almond flour, so they're light, there's lower carbohydrates, no sugar at all added into this batter. There's a little sweetener that comes later, but it's from one of my
high five. I love show-offs.
I'm working for you, I'm working for you. So I'm starting with some almond flour, some baking soda, a little salt, give that a mix, and then I'm going to have some eggs and milk that I've already whisked into a bowl right here. I'm adding a little butter, just a tablespoon.
I'm counting fat.
And then, you need a little bit to bind her. Just a little. And then my favorite ingredient, because I am from Canada, maple syrup is the sweetener.
I do adore it too.
I like the syrup in the batter. That's kind of cool.
Yes, exactly. And that sweetens it without adding, it adds actual flavor, not just sweetness, right? And then I'm gonna mix them together, and that's my batter.
Looking good.
Give it a whisk, it comes together really easily. And then the most important thing about all batters like this, whether it's crepes or waffles, you wanna rest it. You wanna rest that gluten, right? So I'm gonna rest this for a little while, and then it'll form really beautifully. It's been rested here. I'm going
Is this 5 minutes, 10 minutes? How long do you...
This is about 10 minutes in the fridge.
Okay.
There you go, you see it's nice and thick. Half cup measure right into the waffle maker.
You guys can almost taste it already, can't you?
I love waffles.
And I like that you're using even fills of the waffle, because nothing's worse when you get that lava explosion of waffle batter out the sides.
You never want to overfill the waffle. There you go. You can see how light this batter is because of the almond flour. So that goes in all four. You're going to let them bake, and look how beautiful they are when they come out. Give that some time. I've got some right here.
Wow. They're perfect.
Wow. Aren't they lovely?
Beautiful.
Really perfect.
So I'm going to just hold that open for you. I don't want it to... Thank you very much. I have my waffles right here. And then, can you grab the chicken for me in the oven?
Honored to.
We've made some chicken that I love. It's not fried, it's baked, and it's also with almond flour, but I assure you it is crispy and delicious.
Whoa.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna bring over this chicken, thank you very much. These are gonna be cut into fours because you just need them to be bites. That's really the key here. That way you can have a couple of them, you can eat them while you're watching the game.
Just a couple? How about maybe
I mean, you know, a couple, let's say a few, that way it leaves it ambiguous.
There you go.
I'm gonna just assemble a sandwich right here. I've got these awesome little
super adorable
football picks.
You know, I noticed the football field over here. I couldn't resist with the beers.
Bring it in, bring it in.
Oh, nice. And then
love it.
My sauce is really one of my favorite quick sauces to eat with something like this. It's maple syrup right here, but I've mixed in some hot sauce.
Oh.
And you can just
Maple syrup with hot sauce?
Yes, it's
I love
so good.
Why is that not done always? This is a smart
with
idea.
chicken and waffles, it's the best. Go grab one. Let me know what you
Got
think.
this one. Hold up. Because I do love some good chicken and waffles. Hold up. Wait a minute. Doc, you're dripping all over the place. Watch yourself.
This is really good. This is worth it. Where have you been? This is the perfect idea.
Aren't they great?
And it's good for you. Check
Delicious.
Now, the good thing is, we're letting this load up for good reason, because when we come back, we've got a big-time party in overtime with a new dessert twist at a snack stadium. Stay with us.
Nice.
people that cross the line. It's something that is hard to deal with. Not many people know this, but
That's coming up tomorrow.
The Super Bowl is almost here, and the Dish on Us foodies are enjoying your meal with a new dessert twist. This snack stadium is coming right into the end zone. Ladies, bring it out. There they are. Oh, my goodness. They got the whole field covered. Wow. You are not fooling around.
We got it.
Hallelujah. Look at this.
Check this out.
I mean, how'd you even pull this off?
Oh, we're magicians, Doc.
You're not kidding?
Because this is a giant Super Bowl Sunday field. You get it?
Oh, God.
Sunday, you got
Please.
it. It's ice cream.
She'll be here all week.
Thank you. But it's really cool how we did this, right? So if you check it out, we used mint chocolate chip ice cream as the base here. And so great texture and color. And it's really fun. And if you love mint chocolate chip, this is where you'll live, all right? Then you just use chocolate to kind of pipe out the yard lines there. Make sure you don't lick your fingers. That's going to be really hard not to do with all that chocolate. And then you just fill in. We got some sprinkles for color and texture in the end zones. I mean, this is so adorable. And to top it off, we use the goalpost with chocolate-covered pretzel rods.
That's
Boom.
crafty.
Touchdown, I
You're
say.
number one for me.
What?
I mean, it's brilliant.
Just for you, Dr. Oz, we did tons of toppings for building your own sundae here, but of course there's some lightened up versions too. But we also, of course, have all the classics, the brownies and the pound cake. We've got chocolate-covered pretzels and sprinkles, and I call this gorp. I don't know why, but it's a great, delicious chocolatey trail mix. So many good things to eat.
Well, first of all, thank you for respecting the health desire. Even the subtle move, like the angel food cake here, the nuts fantastic, the berries. The question is, how do you serve it? That's the big thing. Because I know everyone loves the football field, but you got to eat it to get through this. So, should I dish it out?
I think we should just dig
I'm gonna
in.
go
Just go right in?
Spoons
All right,
in,
pass the
everybody.
spoon. Let's see what this is. I'm gonna have to invite the audience over here in a second. You know, I'm gonna have just one little cashew instead.
All right.
No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
You
kick
can't be that good.
I'm kicking the ball over the goalpost.
Nice.
It's a goal. And I'm gonna tear the goalpost down.
All right, and a
That's what it-
brownie caught right here in my mouth. Touchdown. There we go.
Audience, come on over here. We got spoons for you. Let's just come up there. Join us a little bit. Wander on over here. Next Wednesday, the Dish on Oz is here, and our foodies are revealing their favorite out-of-the-box tricks using box foods that will make you look like a pro in the kitchen. I'll see you next time. Dig right in, guys.
Come on, jump in, give us one.
Who wants to look? Oh, my goodness. So pass up